Hello, good morning. In this lesson, we'll be discussing retirement planning. But before we get into it, I would like to show you a short video.
Oh yeah, right there, big fella. You need a hand?
All right, thanks, Tim.
How's that retired life treating you? You must be bored right out of your skull.
My schedule's almost busier now than when I was working.
Never ends, eh? I'll let you get to it.
Thanks, Tim.
I mean it, Barb. If you ever decide to come back, the door is always open.
Thanks, but I have about 30 years of things I've been waiting to do.
Good luck.
Wow. That's real nice, Bob.
30 plus years of hard work and dedication. So where are you off to next? Aruba? Cayman Islands?
Yeah. You don't worry about that. I got big plans, Bob. Big plans.
Patience for the world today takes everything you've got. A nice warm soup and coffee sure would help a lot. And all your friends are there, you can sit around and just complain. All you do is sit and stare, 'cause nobody cares.
Okay, so because of time, I'm just going to stop the video right there. But retirement is a time to look forward to, but you have to plan for it. So in this lesson, we'll be discussing planning retirement under 4 sections. First, we'll talk about when to start and how to start saving for retirement. And then we'll discuss how much money you need to save for retirement. And thirdly, we will discuss where your income will come from when you retire. And finally, we'll talk about how you can turn your savings into retirement income. So, you're saving for retirement or you want to start. So you ask, when do I start? Well, let's look at this scenario to find out the best time to start. So in this example, let's suppose that two brothers, actually twin brothers, Peter and Paul, plan to retire in 20 years. And both of them plan to save $75,000 for their retirement each. And they plan to invest it, to save it, to put it into a savings account with an annual interest rate of 5% compounded on their savings. So we are going to compare how that turned out for them in the next 20 years. So first, Peter decides that he will start now, so he has 20 years to save. But Paul, who's looking forward to this, bigger job with bigger paycheck, decides, no, I'm going to wait for about 10 years, and when I hit that job, that big job, then I'll start saving. So let's look at the text version of what happened here. So notice that Peter started now, and he had 10 years of putting away $181 each month into his savings. And by the time Paul started in year 11, started saving, Peter already accumulated $31,760, whereas Paul, who is now forced to contribute $480 a month because he has to meet his target of $75,000, just had roughly $6,000. Although both brothers achieved, their goal of $75,000 at the end of year 20, let's see some of the things that happened there. So because Peter had extra 10 years, so he had 20 years to save, he was able to put $14,160 less into the bank to reach his goal. So what do you think happened there? Well, his interest, which was compounding, worked for him. And because of that, he earned an interest amount of $30,960. And that is $14,020 higher than what Paul earned. So, with this example, we now know that it's best to start early, because then you get to put less money towards savings each month, and then you can use the rest of your money to take care of yourself now. Say pay your mortgage, pay your hydro bills, and buy food and educate your children. You also will have more time. Your money will have more time to earn a larger amount of interest if you start early. How do you start? Well, the first thing you do is cultivate the habit of saving a portion of your paycheck, no matter how little. Remember that the earlier you start, the longer time your money has to grow and to earn interest and grow. As your paycheck increases, I'd advise you increase the portion you save for retirement. And for consistency, use automatic deposits to ensure that the portion you save for retirement is automatically deducted from your paycheck and transferred into a designated savings account. If you can't set this up, ask your bank to help you. So how much do you need for retirement? Well, the amount of money you need for retirement depends on your retirement goals. Because if you plan to go, to some big places, those vacations that you've planned all your life, or maybe you've planned to play golf, you don't have the time now and it's a little too expensive, you might just decide that my retirement years would be the best time to do this. Well, it costs money too. So you have to factor in all of those plans and also think about the age that you plan to retire. And if you're the kind of person who, when you're retired, you're not tired and you might decide to go back to work, also put that into consideration because that means, a little more money coming in. If you have children or grandchildren to support, put that into consideration. And also consider if you still be living in your house or if you move to a smaller, say downsize, or maybe you haven't even finished paying off your mortgage and you still have a couple lines of credits to pay off. Put all of those down and compare your current spending with your expected retirement spending. Now, having done that, use a budget planner to determine where your money will go when you're retired. A review of this will show you the impact of each of your retirement goals on the funds that you'll be saving for your retirement income. It's important that you decide when you will retire because how long you will live after retirement will really impact how much you have to save now. Currently, Canadians live longer than past generations, so as a rule of thumb, it is smart to budget for, say, 30 years of retirement or more. And if you're in doubt, you can use this link. Click on this link. I'll leave the notes, okay? And find out, the link has some resources that will help you prepare for retirement, putting all of the, putting your age and health situation and all the basic things into consideration. Now, it is important to plan for unexpected events during retirement. Things like, say, a major repair in your house, say your roof, you have to, re-roof your house, or maybe a health situation, could eat deep into your retirement savings. So how about you set up an emergency fund separate from your regular retirement savings so that when those unexpected life events happen, you don't have to tamper with your retirement savings. And in doing all of this, always consider that the prices of foods, of goods and services will go up because of inflation. According to the Bank of Canada inflation calculator, the average annual rate of inflation, which is a decline in the value of money, of course. So in the past 30 years, from 1990 to 2020 to this year, that rate is about 2%, so 1.86%, approximately 2%. So what does that mean? Well, it means that a basket of food that cost $100 in the year 2010 currently costs approximately $118. So you see what happened there. So what happens is inflation reduces the purchasing power of your money. So your retirement savings over time begins to lose value. A lot of people, or some people rather, save for retirement, but because they didn't factor in inflation, they are forced to go back to work when they retire because then they find out, oh no, the money isn't enough. So you want to save, let's say you want to save what 50%, rather what $50,000 buys today for yourself, when you retire in 30 years. Well, you would have to factor in inflation because based on an inflation rate of 1.86%, it will cost $86,865 to buy what $50,000 buys today. So always factor in inflation in your savings. Okay, so what are the sources of your retirement income? Well, they include your Canada pension plan, CPP, or if you're living in Quebec, your QPP, Quebec pension plan, the old age security or OAS, and also employment sponsored pension plans if you work a paid job, and also your personal savings and investments. All of these things, these sources will be discussed in details in other lessons. There are also other sources that could be a source of income for your retirement, and some of them are the registered retirement savings plans, tax-free savings accounts. If you're investing in real estate, that could also be a source of income for you at retirement, and also employer pension plans and non-registered investments and savings accounts. I want to really point out here that if you have a registered retirement savings plans, please set an alarm, write it down somewhere, ask someone, who's going to be alive when you turn 71 to remind you that you need to convert your RRSP into some other form of income by the end of the year, by December 31st of the year you turn 71. Because if you don't, you'll be paying some very big taxes on that money. So your options, would be to maybe use the money to buy annuities, and then, or maybe convert it to a registered retirement income fund, or simply take out the whole, money as a lump sum and reinvest it into another account. So to determine how much you need for retirement, you can use the Canadian Retirement Income Calculator to estimate how much retirement income you will have. But for the sake of time, we won't be using that in this class, but feel free to come click on this. It's a neat calculator that will help you better understand how each pillar of the retirement income system will contribute to your future financial security. And the more you know, the better for you, because then it helps you to plan exactly how much you save on your own. Okay, so let's talk about the one that's really very interesting, turning your savings into retirement income. Because believe it or not, CPP, Canada Pension Plan, is never enough. So you want to consider turning your savings into retirement income. How do you do that? Well, the first thing you need to do is to learn about different ways to grow your retirement savings. You can use different investment tools to grow your retirement savings. You can also use, your the registered savings plans. Some of your tax-free savings accounts and RRSP, and also if you have a disability, you can use the registered disability savings plans, or the pooled registered pension plan. So this is where maybe at the workplace, or you have a group of people that you decide to come together to get it done. But I think mainly it's done at a workplace, the pooled registered pension plan. And even registered education savings plan, RESP. You could use that to grow your retirement savings. And that's, especially for those of us who plan to support our children or grandchildren in college, tuck that money into an RESP. Let it grow for you. Now, in turning your savings into retirement income, there are important things to consider when you invest in. Of course, investment tools, like I mentioned earlier, investment tools like bonds and stocks and ETFs, GICs, mutual funds, and so on are some of the ways you can, turn your savings into retirement income. But you need to consider some important factors when you're investing your retirement savings. You need to consider when you will need your income and how much you will need. Because there is no sense in investing in a long-term investment only to retire the next year. You won't have money. So there won't be any money for you to use, because your money is all locked in. Maybe say GICs for 5-10 years and you're retiring in 2 years. So consider when you need your income, consider how much risk you're willing to take, and consider the cost of investment management fees. See if you're able to shoulder that. If you don't have enough money to pay management fees, then look for other ways of investing. Also consider the implications of returns on your taxes and benefits. Some investments actually eat deep into our monies, by way of taxes. Find out if you're able to bear that kind of cost. If not, then look for other investments. And whenever you're unsure, please consult a financial professional for more